Guten Erev Shabbos, my dear friends. We just celebrated the beautiful holiday of Purim. This week we read the Parshas TISA, and we take out the second Torah, and we read a portion of PARAH, the red heifer. There is a lesson we learn from all these three things: the importance of selfless devotion to go help someone else, especially in his spiritual needs, even when it comes on your expense. The red heifer, it is this mitzvah to bring a red cow in order to purify the people who are impure. We read it especially now because we get closer to Passover, and then everyone needs to be pure. But what is interesting, the Cohen, the one who participates in preparing this ritual, in order to purify other people, he himself becomes impure. Not in the same level of impurity, but still he becomes impure. He sacrifices his own purity to make sure someone else is pure. And in the Torah portion of this week, we find about Moshe Rabbeinu. After the Jewish people committed the terrible sin of worshiping the golden calf, Moses comes and asks forgiveness from Hashem. And he says to Hashem, if you will forgive them, then fine. If not, take out my name from your Torah. Moshe himself is ready to have his name erased from the Torah. That's his life, in order to save the Jewish people, sacrificing his own spiritual needs to help someone else. And we find the similar thing also on Purim. The very last verse of the Megillah talks about Ki Mordechai ha-Yehudi Mishne la-Melech ha-Chashverosh. Mordechai the Jew was the viceroy of the king Achashverosh. Now Mordechai the Jew, he was the head of the Sanhedrin. He was the leader, the spiritual leader of the Jewish people. His life was about Torah, connecting with God. Where does he have time to become the viceroy? And our sages tell us that he did that to help his fellow Jews who were in need. And indeed, not everybody agreed with him. That's what the Torah says. It says, Ratzui lerov echav, he was accepted by most of his brothers. Some of the brothers disagreed. He said, you have to devote your time to Torah study. And yet the Rebbe says, this is the lesson that we learn. That when we see our fellow Jews who are in need, spiritual need especially, yes, devote your time, give your time to go help them. Even though it's on your own expense, you lose time from sitting and studying Torah and growing spiritually. But you know what, says the Rebbe, at the end of the day, the Alter Rebbe says in the Tanya, that when you devote yourself to help someone else, Hashem makes you become 1,000 times smarter. You'll be able to achieve much, much more. The blessing comes in your spiritual work as well. Doing this is our mission, especially now, especially in a time where we get so close to Mashiach. We need to reach out to our fellow Jews, devote times, and bring them in. And let us hope that soon we'll see the light of La Yehudi Ma'isa'ira V'Simcha to everyone with the coming of Mashiach. Have a good Shabbos.